Hello my friends and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a video. It's kind of a 2-point video, this one actually, and I was debating which order I was going to do it on, so I've just decided to do them together. We're going to do the first episode of our brand new series. It's going to be a sort of beta series that goes for 2 or 3 seasons. Reasons for that I'll explain later. And we're also going to do a Rangers squad guide. Now for those that want to do the squad guide, we're going to do that first, so maybe just bear with me for a second. For those that are here for the series or both, I hope you stick around, hit like and subscribe. And what we're going to do, I've skipped the first couple of screens because I've done what I always do. I've set my nickname rather than using this as an actual name. So my real name was in it. So basically we skipped the first few screens, so you know, seeing all the budgets and stuff, so we'll quickly click on that. And as you see, 1.8 million transfer budget again, with 16,000 left in the wage kitty. If we have a look at that, you know, it's a decent wage budget that we have. So we're going to get straight to the squad and the staff now. Obviously, to see the youth teams now have to go through development centre. Now I'm going to skip that, finish, and then from there we get to see the reserves and the under 18s and whatnot. So we will do that, but what we're going to do first is into the first team squad, which is where all the excitement is. Now this is a bit difficult for me to do because normally I have all my star ratings here. Now I'm not going to set up my usual squad view for the first beta sort of series, if you like. So we're going to go through them all. I'm going to kind of be guessing which players are going to be good. Now obviously I have a knowledge of Rangers, being a Rangers fan. So straight away we're going to go with Alan McGregor, 3.5 star current, 3.5 star potential, of course, because he's 37 years old. It's not going to really get any better. A little bit disappointed with the aerial reach. And let me just sort my preferences here, because I always have this in, no, pound sterling's fine, but that's not what I want. What I want is weights. Height is in feet, confirm. And then if we go back into Alan McGregor now, we'll see 6'1". Now that's the way I like it. I apologise for that, that's very thingy, but I've literally just loaded the game, hit record. So, you know, we make mistakes. So Alan McGregor, obviously, pretty good goalkeeper, particularly for the SPL, with great leadership, one-on-ones and reflexes. Not quite convinced with his aerial reach, which is one of the things that I really like for a goalkeeper. Wes Foderingham is similar, slightly worse than McGregor, as you see, 2.5 star, 28-year-old, but he is decent. We've got Nicolo Katic, who was an absolute stalwart from the last year, already wanted in this save by 2 teams from Saudi Arabia. You know, those big teams. Last year I built my Rangers team around him, if you remember correct, using that jump and reach for my set pieces. Might do that again this year because him in the air is phenomenal. Looking at his all-round stats, you know, he's a fairly solid defender for his age at 22. Could definitely see him developing into a pretty good player, even though he's only got the 4-star potential this year. Connor Goldson, the ball-playing defender for Rangers in real life, of course. And again, another pretty solid option with 17 leadership as his standout stat. Decent tackling, okay passing, decent for a defender to be fair, good mentals and physicals. George Edmundson, the young kid, is 21 years old with 3.5 star potential ability, 2.5 stars. He's going to be a solid backup option here, actually, looking at him. And again, you know, decent heading, only decent this time, but you know, decent all round, but very, very quick. And then you've got Philippe Hilander, the big money signing in the summer, of course. Again, he's strong and decent in the air, very good at actual heading when he hits the ball. Maybe not quite as good at getting there as Katic, of course, and everything else. He probably is, on paper, the best centre back here overall, with 3 star. John Flanagan obviously played at left back mostly for Rangers in real life, but again, solid all round defensive right back option here. There, and we have James Tavernier, of course, pretty good going forward, good with his penalties. The penalties stats has gone right up this year, 18 for penalties, Very good at going forward, of course. For a fullback, valued at £10 million. Maybe tempting to cash that in if you want, but got to get a backup first. Borna Barisic, I had a quick look at him. It was posted in the FM Rangers Facebook page before I loaded up, and I don't think a whole lot's changed with Borna from last year. Last year was such a difficult season for him in real life that I think it would have been unfair to judge him on it, so I wasn't expecting a whole lot of change here. Then you've got Andy King on loan from Leicester, of course. Solid all-round midfielder here. And Glenn Kamara, the man who was an absolute steal. Again, fairly solid, very good first touch. Flair's maybe a little bit less, maybe it's his drag backs you see him doing in real life, so it's maybe not the most Flair thing, but you do see him beating players with those drag backs quite a lot. And then Ryan Jack, a player who I'm really hoping to make work this year. He says he's a box-to-box midfielder. That finishing and long shots makes me really concerned. But as a deep-lying playmaker, look at those stats. He maybe loses stamina stat, but I'm telling you, this is the way I'd be playing Ryan Jack this year, in my opinion. Stephen Davis, and again, not really looked at him. Again, a very good deep-lying playmaker, and very good all-round. In fact, look at those mentals, almost perfect for having as a squad leader. Joe Aribo, first time I get to see him, obviously signing from Charlton. Again, looks pretty decent here. Another deep-lying playmaker, which is going to be, I think, a consistent thing when you look at Rangers midfielders this year. They're very, very, not large number of very, very similar midfielders, valued at £11.5 million. 22-year-old Nigerian, got 2 caps and 2 goals in real life. Now, of course, those are not reflected in the game because it happened after the game's start date. Scott Arfield, Canadian international, and a star player. Again, shown as a box-to-box. I think, for me, I'd prefer to see him more as a natural number 10. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me that he's not. That's where he tends to play in real life or on one of the wings. Very get much a deep line playmaker again, or advanced playmaker option in real life. But again, box to box might actually work for Arfield. He's got the attributes for it. Shea Ojo on loan from Liverpool. Left only. I kind of like the look of him as an inside forward rather than a crosser, to be honest. For whatever reason, I'm not sure. But either way, another good option for both sides, valued at 10 million, so maybe going to struggle to get him. Ryan Kent, a new signing, of course, having been at the club on loan last year. Inside forward, really, on both sides. Either footed. Finishing maybe can be a bit improved, but other than that, fairly decent option for your first couple of seasons. Got Brandon Barker, of course, just signed, and I did sign him on a free last year as well, if I remember correctly. And again, kind of looks like he's going to be a backup option. Jordan Jones, we'll go back to Grest in a second. Jordan Jones, again, very, very similar. Again, I kind of like the look of him as a winger for whatever reason, but then I like my wingers to come inside, so maybe not. And Grezda, we're coming back to such a poor season last year. It was hard to see him getting any real stats, and it's shown he has had no real change from last year from memory, actually, but it shows, he's probably not going to be good enough long term. Greg Stewart also coming in, 2.5 star each way, and he can play really just about anywhere across the front 4 positions, so another solid backup option here, but one that you very well could make a player out of. And then you've got your 2 strikers. Jermaine Defoe on loan from Bournemouth. Now, do they have the recall option? Yes, they do, so that might be something to keep an eye out for if you want to build around Defoe. But you see, it's just a finisher, isn't he? Absolute poacher in and around the box. Maybe not so best good if you're going to play an aerial route in and around the box, but you'll manage it. And then Alfredo Morelos, the big man, 15 million value, already wanted by Dortmund and Schalke at the start of the game. Lots of greens. The composure once again, and I sold him last year for a cut price because that composure concerns me. And I think again that does concern me. Hopefully this year we can develop on it and really make a player. The thing that I'm not liking is the potential. I only see Morelos as getting better in real life. The potential disappointing, but that's what it is. 4-star potential for Morelos with 4-star currency. He's not going to improve a huge amount. And then we're going to get into our youth. Ross McCrory, we all know, became a captain last year, and again looks likely to be a contender for it this year with the 5-star potential being continued on. And he looks good, doesn't he? hopefully can go on away, have a very good loan spell with Portsmouth through the first season. We've got Josh McPake, he's on loan at Dundee from memory, and that is correct. And again, I see here, if I go up to an advanced forward here, I think that's the making of this guy. Similar sort of mould to Defoe at 17. He's got the potential, which I think clicked at 4.5 star when I clicked him. Indeed it was. Something there. Greg Docherty, we can promote him to the first team, I think. Again, he's maybe not quite good enough for any of the roles, though, but a backup box to box maybe for Arfield would be solid. We've got Jamie Berjonas again. Again, natural and deep line playmaker, needs to work on a couple of things, and it looks like he has had an ability cut from last year and 18 from memory. We've got Jordan Houston, he's on loan at Ayr currently, needs to do a bit of work, but again there's a player there I think, if we can get him developed. Glenn Middleton obviously out on loan this year, and he could genuinely come back if you want to play with a left winger. Genuinely could come back with 3.5 star potential, maybe not great though. Jack Thompson as also half decent as a young option in the defensive midfielder role. Got Jordan Rossiter on loan at Fleetwood, of course. Issue with Rossiter, you know, he looks good. Probably is worth giving him a new contract at the end of the season. Problem is, let's see how injury prone he is before we would do that, I would think. Danny Finlayson, you know, always been a sort of well-known centre back amongst the Rangers FM community. I've never got him to work, but this year, if he can develop a bit, then maybe can. And from here, the only other one that I'm going to click on just now, in fact, we'll click on a couple of the senior players actually, so we'll go for Jamie Murphy. Obviously got a couple of wants here, he is transfer listed at the start, but he's wanted by Sheffield Wednesday. Decent player again as a winger. Matt Polster in here as well. Again, I'd maybe look to sell him, but again, a decent defensive option at right back and a decent ball winning midfielder, to be honest. Is there anyone else? Kieran Wright's looks like he's had a bit of a nerf. Andy Halliday, why are we missing Andy Halliday? He looks like he has been downgraded, which really confuses me. He had a really good season last year. Eduardo Herrera will ignore. Andy Firth, obviously the goalkeeper who came in as a sort of third choice, looks okay. And Aidan Wilson and Robbie McCrory, the only other two we're going to look at. Kind of, Zach Rudden as well, had a very good loan season. Looks decent, but maybe not quite as good. McPake's probably the better option there. And Robbie McCrory, of course, could come in and develop, hopefully. Again, 3-star potential. Hopefully there's just minus numbers, because I'm wanting to see them develop a bit more. Not in this save, of course. Then we come down to the under-18s, where we won't know as many names here, but there's a few. Kai Kennedy, only 3-star. That's disappointing. We'll go with the ones that are shown. So we've got Dapo Mabudi. Looks like he's only, that's got to be another minus potential. He's on loan. Is he on loan? No, he's not. But again, hopefully he can develop. You've got Nathan Patterson. It's a young fullback. Needs a bit of work. Always going to be a defensive fullback, him. We've got Cole McKinnon. Looks okay. Chris McKee looks okay again. Alex Lowry looks decent. Amaro Balde looks okay. Kane Richon Holster, 4.5-star potential English striker. This kid could be good. Just looking around at all these stats, you know, a base of 13 finishing, 13 composure. Termination only means you might need a couple of loans, but if you can get something out of him, you're doing well. Hogarth is a 4.5-star goalkeeper at 15. And Nathan Young-Combs, obviously just signed from Chelsea in real life. That determination is good. I'm not convinced with him maybe as a shadow striker who maybe could work, but I could see a fair few positions where Young-Combs could work here. That I won't go too much into until my actual save. So that's it really for the squad review. I'm going to have a quick look through staff, of course. And we've got Gary McAllister as our assistant. Looks decent. Won't need to replace him too early. We've got Craig Mulholland as head of youth development. Maybe could improve upon that. Goalkeeping quarters, Colin Stewart. He's decent. fitness coach. Not even going to try and pronounce it. No chance I'm going to try to pronounce that name. And I might even just replace him because that is not very good stats. Mike Beale obviously here with fairly decent stats. And Tom Colshaw as well. I'm not going to go through all the scouts and stuff. I'll let you do all that. But that is the squad review. So we'll go into the series now. So those that just want to come for the series, welcome back, I kind of think. Although I'm sure you'd have been interested in going through the team and see what my thoughts were as well. So let's have a look at my profile. And if we can go into stats, can I see my stats? Home, profile. I'm not sure where my stats are because I don't want to retire, I don't want to go on holiday. If I click on that, it comes to here. Basically, anyway, my usual 20 is where I want to be good, 1's where I'm not really caring, and there was a couple left. There's attributes, there we go. I spotted it eventually. Some of you've already been scouting at the screen, going, it's right there. But anyway, there's my stats. 20 on defenders, just kind of because. But other than that, you know, good stats where I want them to be. I had some left over, which is why tactical. Level of discipline should have been 20. Instead of man management, I've picked the wrong one there. Oops. Either way, that would have been the other way around. And adaptability, I like to just have a little bit. But nothing too major. Club vision. So this is club division. We have to win the league this year. We've desired for Scottish Cup, required for Europa League group stages, and preferred to win the Betfred Cup. Work within the wage budget is required, and we've been asked to, or favoured to sign young players to develop for profit. So you know, kind of the way I like to play Football Manager anyway. I've got a kind of video that I was considering doing on how I work the transfer market, because I think I do it differently from many others. And we have to develop the player using the club's youth system, and I'm quite keen because I think we've got a few players that could legitimately do that. So overall, when we look at this squad, we'll go into team report because that'll give us a bit of a better idea. Goalkeeper wise, we do need a goalkeeper. We're probably going to give Alan McGregor another contract if he will take it. Right back, I want an attacking right back option if we can find one to rival Tavernier. Centre back, I'm happy with. Left back, we need a left back, to be honest. Right mid, this is based on a 4-4-2 just now, which I've not changed, so I'll have a little look and see if we can move positions about in a second. Right mid is irrelevant, left mid's irrelevant because I'm pretty certain I'm going to be playing with wingers. Morelos and Defoe similar ability, and Arfield, Aribo, Davis, Kamara and Jack all similar ability as well. So if we go to a 4-2-3-1 wide, which is kind of where I'm expecting, highlights very much the same kind of thing. So, shopping list for this save in the summer transfer window. I was going to say January, no idea why. Probably because the next transfer window in real life's January. But probably a backup right back, backup left back, and scout for a goalkeeper longer term, because McGregor will retire eventually. Other than that, I'm going to end this episode right here, guys. I'm going to go away, do some business. Next episode we'll come back for the first game of the season, which is against Gezira United, who are from... Overview, please. I'm going to guess Malta. I'm guessing Malta. Because, yeah, Malta. It says right there. You know, you guys have been shouting at me again. But anyway, we're going to come back for the Gezira United double header. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you were here for either ways of the two sort of reasons for this video, hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll hopefully catch you all next time.